Sonder, the realization that each random person is living a life as vivid and complex as your own.
Can I curse, by the way?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
curse.
Yeah,
okay,
we'll
making
bleep
sure.
it out. We need
Rated
to.
R, rated M.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is S and Vontae. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for holding on. It's been absolutely a long time for both of us getting some life stuff figured out. And we're super excited for season 2. This will be our first episode. And of course, I brought Ant, Jet, Anthony, whichever one you want to call yourself or go by. He's got a lot of nicknames because he's one of probably the most social guys that I know. But so you were saying before we started, pretty much what this interview is we're called Sonder Sesh, and this definition of Sonder is just realizing that everybody's living a life just as complex as yours. So pretty much it's just everybody's gone through struggle. Everybody's had their life go, and sometimes it flashes before your eyes before you can process it. And really this is just us interviewing you about your happiness, and if you're a happy person, and what honestly gets you going through the day, and what have you struggled with, and what have you overcame, and pretty much as where you're at now as a person. Because if somebody's going through what you went through, which whatever it is, they know that they can get through it as well. There's always it's always sun on the other side of the hill type thing. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up? Well, yeah, they call me a bunch of names. I've heard it so many times. Ant, fire ant. Sometimes, I be spitting that fire. Just talking nonsense at times. But Jet, I'm a little quick sometimes. On my mind when it comes to either sports, just living life. I love to live life at the fullest. My mind be going 100 miles per hour sometimes. I can't even talk sometimes. But yeah, basically, it's cool to get asked to even speak about life in general, because like you said, everyone's life is complex. Like it's crazy how we're all just human beings. Like literally, you're just driving on the highway and this car next to you going about 80 miles per hour. It's just another person going to work or living
rushing for something, right?
Right, everything rushing. Yeah, growing up, I've noticed that everyone's just trying to survive. Everyone's just trying to make it.
Oh yeah,
trying to just get where they want to be at, or it just. Everyone has a reason and a person, whether it's for themselves, for someone else, for a whole cause. It could be in general too. You can think outside the box as well. Me personally, what gets me going through life, honestly, is just like seeing people around me be happy, prospering, and then vice versa too. They're doing for the same thing for me and hoping for the best as well. It's just life in general is just. You can't do it alone in a way. Like, yes, you build you build yourself up. You're the one creating yourself. But there's influences around you. There's stuff that you can adapt to, learn off of, build off of basically in general. Like that's what you're doing, building yourself to get where you want to be at. And it's just I'm just trying to get on top of this pyramid, man. Trying to live my life to the fullest. Like the world is mine, and it's just the way it's my world. It's how I handle, how I want to live it exactly.
No, that's good. And I really wanted to interview you because, we both kind of started a soccer team recently, Go Elliott FC.
Woo.
And there's been a lot of things going on with it.
Oh.
Shout out.
But there was this one thing where we were texting one time. And I was like, damn, I really hope he doesn't take any of this like the wrong way. Because, with texting, especially a lot of the times when you're texting other people, like, They don't know, they can't hear your voice.
Yeah, out of context.
So sometimes out of context, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, I really hope he doesn't take it. And I was like, hey, man, I just hope you know everything that I'm saying. I'm not saying it angry. Like, I'm a real chill guy. And you're like, no, I know. Like, you're a real chill guy. I'm a chill guy. And I think we both, like, are very level-headed. And then I realized that, no, that's right. I think you're, like, one of the few people who, like, that someone else has a life. Like, oh, man, I feel like if somebody was to act up with you, you would first think like, damn, I wonder if they're okay, instead of being like, why you turning up on me,
Yeah.
I could see that you had that. And then that's crazy because a lot of people are quick to act
impulsive. That's what it is. Yeah, no, because I've noticed that about people. Like the first thing they want to do is just like, why you acting like that? No, I shouldn't. I don't deserve that. I don't deal with that. Like the thing is that what's the point of even being angry in the first place? Like you're trying to live your life. Like, yeah, exactly what you said. Like I see it too myself. Like you're living life. I'm trying to live life. We're just misunderstanding right now. Let's fix it. Let's talk. Why the heck are we arguing in general? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. I mean,
that's a pretty good outlook.
it's very level-headed, and we have had some people on the interview here who are also some level-headed people. Some people we've interviewed are quick to action, but most of the time, I think just a lot of people are going through stuff, and I feel like that's what they end up.
No, especially these past few years too. Whew.
Yeah.
2020 was tough. 2021 was the recovery off of that. 2022, I think everyone's starting to get their stuff together, and now we're in 2023.
Yeah, we lost like 2 years of our life with COVID,
We
man.
really
I'm not gonna
did,
lie.
yeah.
Sheesh.
But I do have a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
Don't be afraid to get off topic because that's really what we want, you know?
I mean, life in
So,
general, right?
Right, exactly.
Might try to dig a little deep, but
Yeah, we might dig a little deep. I'll be ready.
Oh man, get the shovel out. He's ready to dig. Let's get it.
So, first question, of course, is always how I start these interviews. What does happiness look like to you as a person? Like, what are you trying to get to where you know you'll be the ultimate happy? Or if you are happy now, what does it look like?
Ultimate happiness to me is probably like how I was explaining how I see life that motivates me in general is basically seeing other people happy. See, because like if I see them happy, then they will want to be basically that will motivate them to be happy and spread that happiness themselves, like spreading out their own wisdom or happiness or anything like that. Like let's say for example, I see my brother over here. For example, yeah, my brother here. This is a great example. He just recently got a job. He looks even happier that now he's making a really great, a good amount of money, and he's been really supportive with my family. He's been helping out on that, and I see his happiness that to the point where it's making me happy, and he's pushing me harder to want to work harder too for work. And it's just I don't know. It's just like, I want to be happy with him. Like
Yeah.
I guess
You always want to be with your loved ones.
Yeah, I
And
always
you want
wanna-
them to be with you.
Yeah, because like I get whenever people are like being independent, they like to be solo and whatnot, and they think that that's how they should work, or that's how I don't need people like that. Me personally, yeah, I like to be solo, but sometimes like I like to have my moments where I have my so I can have my clear thoughts, be in my room for like a few hours or whatever. I don't want to talk to no one because I just want to recollect myself maybe sometimes, So,
Yeah.
but like, there's other times where I really want to be around people because like there's just opportunity to always like grow your happiness, and happiness is everything to me. Cause like I mean, happiness can be your wellness, your intelligence, your wisdom, of course. Your just like all that can become happiness, but of course it can become sadness. It just depends
Yeah.
how you look at life too. Like another thing, I remember the other day. This guy I was at Applebee's one time, right? And this random guy saw this other guy. He was like, "Hey, I know you. What the heck?" And then they started cracking up these jokes. Like there's this one guy that said a joke that, "Hey, what do you call a salesperson that sells doors in Spanish?" And he was like, "What?" And he was like, "Vendedor."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "What the heck?" And it was just funny. Like it was just a connection right then and then. I was just in between them, and I was listening to them. And then out of nowhere, they was like, "What do you do, man?" They looked at me and I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you do?" It was I was kind of dressed up, I guess, at the time. 'Cause I was on lunch break for work. And I was like, "Oh, I do insurance and taxes." And they were like, "Oh, okay." And then I don't know, whatever, they just try to connect with me. And basically what I'm trying to say is that I noticed that they were joking around by making fun of themselves in a way.
Yeah.
Because like he started talking about, "Oh, tax preparer, I bet you stealing our money," but like then they did it to their own selves, like, "Oh, I work at over there's construction, but man, look at me being a little wetbag or something like that." Like it was like he's half like Mexican, half white, but I noticed that they're laughing at that because they're happy in the way they look at it, the
Yeah.
perspective of it. Like, yeah, it may be ridiculous and I'm stuck doing hard
Yeah,
labor or whatnot,
yeah.
but it's just funny to them because look at me, I'm a Mexican doing this, but I'm making money,
Yeah.
bread and whatnot.
But like that makes sense too, because like I tell Vontae every time, and I know Vontae knows this because he's been. But my family is from Cancun. Well, I say that because it's the only place I really ever go in Mexico, because that's where most of my family is. But anytime I go there, people are so happy with little that they have, and I'm not saying that we're richer than them, but in America, honestly, we're spoiled as fuck.
Yeah, I know
We
that.
really are.
yeah, it's definitely a different
Yeah.
lifestyle.
And dude, like they have like a desk for their like gaming PCs that are made out of like concrete that like they clearly had to make. We're over here buying shit off Amazon, but they're so happy with so little that they have. And like you're saying, like they laugh and they joke, and that's just their perception of life. Is like it's not about where you come from or what you have. It's about how you look at things, like you said in the beginning. And I guess like you said with those guys, like they weren't mad that they had it, because I met a couple construction people who were like, man, I hate waking up in the morning getting dirty, but these guys were laughing and these guys were chatting it up, and they're making fun of themselves. But I feel like, yeah, that probably is ultimate happiness. I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, that's like,
it's just seeing people like that. It just makes me want to, keep on going. It's been a good day. Those are strangers that really made me want to keep, because I was low-key having a decent day. Like, that's why I decided to go have lunch, have a couple of drinks. It was like, I'm kind of tense. Let me go chill.
Yeah.
And that made me, relapse a little bit, let go some stress, and just seeing those guys just made me happy, and it changed my whole mood. And I think that's how it should be in life in general.
No, and that's the definition of Sonder, is like, you see other people's life and you just know that it's completely different than yours. They're having their own shit, but they're out there smiling, know?
Exactly. It's like they're not rich in money. They're rich in soul. That's what it is, man. Having a rich soul. Like that's just trying to and feed your soul with like airy energy and vibes like that, like surrounding you.
Because you could have acted completely different, like, oh, I don't know y'all,
Yeah,
like,
could have been
like,
nah,
like, get the vibes in, you know?
Y'all chilling, I'm chilling.
Right? All right. When are you the happiest?
When am I the happiest? I think I'm the happiest when either... Yeah, it's the same way. It's the same thing. I'm the happiest when I'm enjoying it with other people. Like, for example, if we're playing soccer, I know we're not doing too well in the season, but whenever I'm playing soccer and I'm doing well in practice, or we're doing a great play and I just see it, like we're looking good, like, oh, that was close. And we smile too, like, oh, we almost made that goal. Like, exciting. That picks me up. That's when I'm at my happiest. Like, just seeing like something building up that me and my friends or my family are working on, and just building up on it. You see in this, like another example is like my boss, since we work in insurance and taxes and real estate as well, he decided to buy a house a while back in Granbury. And by the way, shout out to my boss, Marcella Capone Agency. Shoot, if y'all ever need some insurance and taxes, my bad. Sorry for the marketing. Anyways,
you're good.
Anyways, so yeah, he bought a house and whatnot, and he was remodeling it, and he invited me to go help out, like, because that was a mess. Like it looked like nice. It was huge, but it was a mess inside. It was a build, like remodeling type stuff, and a complete remodel. And it's in a nice area, lake area, like hilly, like beautiful view. It's just the house was a mess. But the first time I went there, it was like they just started like from the mess, and it was looking okay. And I was like, okay. And then like ever since I saw that picture again from now, bro, that house looks incredible. And just like I remember us like having a good time painting the walls and being happy, and it's just like joking around. Like they even have videos of me just dancing over there, just having a good time. But that's the thing, like just enjoy making those type of memories. I feel like that's like basically when I'm at my happiest, because I'm seeing them. They're making their bread. Don't get me wrong. They're going to flip that house and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But even then, like, even if they didn't, we're still enjoying. And, like, if we don't sell this house, like, it's fine. But I know
that's good, though, because some people will immediately go to jealousy or be like, man, I should have enough money to be doing this, too. And it's all like, why you got to think like that? You know what I mean? Like, but, yeah, because I know, it's a negative world, man. A lot of people aren't as supportive, and some people are as supportive. They're just like hide it. They don't really say anything.
Yeah.
But no, that's crazy. You're a very happy person when it comes to succeeding together as a group.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, because honestly, my saddest is when I'm probably alone or if no one's around. Honestly,
yeah, because I feel you, because like if you succeed and you're alone, like what's
like no one's around you to celebrate with you.
Yeah.
Like I'm a billionaire now, but all this money and I got none. Like none of y'all are gonna be around me or something. Like I don't get. Are y'all gonna use me for money? No, that's a different story too.
Yeah,
but even then,
an entourage, right, where you pay people to hang out with you or something.
Oh God,
that's the
real.
worst. You don't want a bunch of just.
You want something real
people.
too. That's the thing. You don't want something fake. Yeah.
Human connection is like utmost important. I guess 3 would be: would you consider yourself a happy person?
I do. Yes, I would consider myself a happy person. Don't get me wrong. We all have our demons.
Oh,
obviously,
yeah,
we
sure,
all
for
do.
sure.
No doubt.
We have our times. We have our moments. Maybe even a good time where we don't want to deal with people because we're going through personal stuff, or something happens, or something traumatic goes by, or you hear something bad happen to a friend and it's bothering. Any situation that can happen. But and it's okay to like close yourself out. That's okay.
Yeah,
like, people need
sometimes
time
you
for
need it to
themselves.
heal. Yeah,
Exactly. So I personally feel like, yes, I'm usually a happy person, but I do have my moments, and I just like really, really, really love the support that I have if I ever do go through that. Like, for example, if I've had my I've been having my little time with depression back then. back in when COVID happened. Like it was, a lot of people were going through
that
stuff.
was hard
Yeah,
for a lot
it was
of
hard
people.
for a lot of people. See, like you said, like we look at through other people's. I'm sure I'm not the only one that went through stuff, but it was something effective that time. And I was going through my stuff that time, and after I got over it, like I did get over it mentally wise, but for some reason, like my heart still felt it because it was just such a long period of
big
depression.
hole, yeah.
And so like it ended up being like I guess like a memory emotion that I always feel it like at a timely
Emotional
yearly
damage,
like
kinda.
like in a yearly tough, like it was like seasonal type. There we go, seasonal depression in a way. Like it'll come back like every other year, every other few months or something randomly too, and I'll start thinking about those times too.
You'll have those demons that come back to remind you shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I have family and supportive friends that know that I go through that stuff, and they'll literally just leave me alone. Like they won't get mad that I won't text them back, or I don't have those toxic friends like, oh, you don't want to hang out with me no more. Like, nah, bro. Like I understand you're in your room.
Toxic,
right?
bro. Like people need their time.
Exactly.
Like when I was going through stuff, Jose was probably like my number one support because I was out here trying to help everybody. Because I think Vontae was going through some stuff at the same time when I was going through it, and even though we healed together, in the end, Jose was like, "Dude, just stay at my house," and he's like, "Don't pay me rent, just help out with groceries sometimes, and just stay with me." And there would be times where I would stay in that extra room and I would sleep a little longer than I should have, or I would go to the couch and just be quiet. And he just wouldn't even ask me what I wanted to watch. He just already knew what we were watching. He'd put a show on and he'd just be there. Like it was just the fact that I wasn't alone in a room that was like good. And then I would start to talk and he would start to talk to me, but he was just there, like in the most like unbothering way. Like he would never walk into the room, him or his wife Laura, they would never bother me. Like they would just knew like, hey, he'll come out when he comes out type. And it was just crazy. Like it was just the amount of like understanding.
Yeah, the consideration and
the
everything.
consideration was just absolutely crazy for me. And you don't notice that when you're going through it.
No, of course.
But when you're done going through stuff, you're like, man, that's a huge impact. Like just the way they took care of that, I could have never asked for either anybody to handle it better. He just knew. And it was that I'm pretty sure like a lot of the time was probably killing him to be like, are you okay? Because everybody wants to know if you're okay.
Yeah, of course.
But he was like, he stayed strong. He never asked if I was okay. He never asked if I needed something. He just kind of like looked at me and turned on the TV and we would sit there. Sometimes we would laugh. Like I wouldn't be sad every day, but like you said, it's waves.
Yeah, exactly.
It came in and all of a sudden, and he would never push. He would never be like, what's wrong? He because there's some people who when you're hurt, they just want to know.
Yeah,
you
like
know? They're not really there.
They're just curious.
And the fact that he never asked, period. And one day I like took him to his room and I was like, hey, let's talk. Like this is what I'm going. And he was like, I know. He's like, you can stay as long as you want. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. But just like I said, like I feel bad for not paying rent, but I mean, I helped him with the food sometimes and cleaned around. But it was just like I couldn't ask for any more from like a friend. Like it was just very supportive type thing. So.
Exactly, man. You never like. I know you're saying you're afraid about rent, and honestly, I mean, you felt bad. Excuse me about rent, but never be afraid to ask for help. Never be afraid to accept it, and even you're gonna feel bad, of course.
Because like that's when I also learned too. Like you said, don't be afraid to accept it. Because
if
somebody's offering something with nothing in return, that's a blessing. Like if you get something for your birthday and the other person never got you any, or you never got them anything, don't feel bad. Like they took it out of their heart to get you something, and that's a blessing. Like that's real. Like there's a couple of times where Jose would go to the store and he'd be like, yo, I bought this and I thought of you here. And I'd just be like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
And I'm like, yo, chill. Get out of here.
I love this bromance.
I know, right? Like too much bromance, bro. They're gonna catch us, bro.
Damn, bro. I'm ready for threesome, bro? Or what's up?
No.
I'm kidding. I want to feel that love, bro. I want him to come to me and be like, bro, I thought of you. I got the Starbucks for you here, bro. Like, what's up? Like, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No, I have really best friends like that too. I love that because like you just know that there's always a give and receive thing, like it, and it's not even like you're forcing it or you're expecting it. It just happens. Like it just naturally happens because you know that it's just you're supposed to do it that way. Like it's just something that you. It's just like just seeing the happiness, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain in a way, but obviously it's not something you're supposed to do. You don't have to necessarily do it all the time. You don't have to do it at all. It just happens though. Like if you feel it in your heart that they deserve this, then yeah, they deserve it. Let them accept
Yeah,
it, and then
for
vice
sure.
versa. Like because you just care for the person.
Yeah.
It's caring. At the end of the day, caring can make this world go around. Really,
Oh, for
honestly,
sure.
consider.
Like there was a day where Vontae's like, I'm off, and I immediately texted him like, me and Jose are gonna make a fire pit in the back. Come through. And he came in like 10 minutes later, and the whole day we just made a fire pit, not knowing what the fuck we're doing off of YouTube type shit. And it came out great, but then the dogs chewed it up. But like that's real. Like you said, real friends, like they won't ask questions. You'll be like, hey, let's do this, and they'll be like, all right, like they tag along because I guess it's that trust, right?
Yeah, it's just that it's a trust, and it doesn't just happen. So I understand that, but you just know like who to do it with, what people actually would be there for you, like.
Yeah, because I think Vontae said it one time too, where he's all like something about how like even if I know that you're gonna say no, I just constantly keep inviting you to shit.
Oh yeah. Because this man's very like, he knows there's people who aren't going to show up at all, no matter what. So he's like, what's the point of inviting you to anything? But
Yeah.
he knows the
I am
difference
like
of
that.
like, you're not coming because you have stuff to do, or like you were saying earlier, we're all adults. Sometimes we're busy. Sometimes it's like I just don't feel like doing it today, And he's like, all right, whatever. Like I asked you this time, no, cool. Then next time,
Yeah, and
We're
I
all
just
good.
keep asking them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always like that with my friends too. Like you never just randomly stop inviting me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like I have a few friends that still once in a while hit me up to go out. Like I hardly go to the bars anymore. I'll admit I used to go all the time, all the dang
Yeah.
time. This has been in Deep Ellum all the time, and they would
It's
just always hit me
dangerous
up.
now.
No, yeah, it is a little. That's why I kind of been chilling on it. To be honest, like I'll admit it. Like, I ain't trying to get shot up now.
Stay away from there.
Like I'm not trying to get shot. I'm trying to take a shot. Like come on,
yeah,
like,
exactly, right?
like, but they were
Different
always they would still hit me up now, and I haven't been maybe like in a month or so. Like it's probably the last time I went, but
yeah, it's
They-
like
they-
they never take it personal.
Yeah,
But
they
they
never
still
do.
have that hope that like he'll
it's-
come through one
yeah,
day.
it's like
you
you're
know?
gonna come
Yeah.
back to hang out. You're not like, F you, like we're never gonna hang out
Yeah.
with you again. You
Plus-
don't spend time with me.
plus I ain't trying to return to that scene that much because it's a little toxic out there sometimes.
Yeah, I know, for real. It
Like
is.
we could have a little drink in my crib if you want to hang out. Like
It's
but
cheaper.
and it happens sometimes, because well, it's cool to keep in contact with people like that all the time. Like it's good to keep friends around like that, especially if they show.
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess we'll move on to the next one just because it kind of ties into what you said before. And again, you can answer if you want to. You don't have to. But it is, was there ever a time in your life where you knew that you weren't happy? And if so, what changed or what needed to happen for that?
There was a time in life where I was at my lowest because I felt like I was trapped, like I was limited. Obviously during COVID, there was it literally sounds like I'm literally what everyone was going through. Like everyone was trapped, the shutdown, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was hard, dude.
Yeah, but it was just more complex than that. I went through other personal stuff too on the side, and while it was happening during COVID, it just felt like everything was just closing down. I felt claustrophobic. There was nothing I could do, and it was just like horrible.
Even going to the park was like empty. I
Exactly.
remember.
But so it wasn't really the COVID shutdown that was really bothering me. It was like the more personal stuff. That was just a cherry on
COVID,
top.
Yeah, just,
That was just a
exactly.
cherry on top. So basically what I did was I let time pass. Time always heals, of course. You let time pass. Obviously they were saying that it was going to be a few weeks and whatnot whenever that stuff was happening. And because I had stuff to pay, there was other personal stuff that was happening on the side. Some people were, there was people passing away too back then. COVID,
yeah.
all that stuff going on.
Rest
And
in
I
peace,
needed to
Danny.
work. I needed to get back to work. I needed to make money, and I needed to just make sure my life was okay and my family was okay. But it was hard because shut down. I couldn't work. I was a server at the time. I make
Yeah.
my money off of tips, not hourly.
Yeah.
So I needed to go in and go actually make money. So what I did was basically I just enjoyed the time. Luckily, we got blessed with some unemployment money back then.
Yeah.
If people got lucky, I know some of them didn't get that lucky, but yeah,
for sure.
I got blessed. Lucky me. So I lived a little bit off of that. As soon as I let that time go by, also what I changed because I was letting alcohol and drugs get to me a little
Yeah,
bit,
for
because
sure.
everyone that's what they were turning. I started to chill out on that and started to see my mind more clearly because at the time I was letting that closing space become so closed that literally that I would smoke and it'll just make my mind so foggy, and I would not think clearly. Like it was like a literal metaphor that my brain felt like that all the damn time, and it was to the point where I was doing cigarettes, weed. I just wanted to feel something instead, but not feel sober because I did not like that feeling. I was feeling like I was in my worst.
You didn't like your subconscious
It was
telling
something
you
like
like, hey, get the fuck up type thing.
Exactly. And then finally, like it took me a while to like slowly get away from it. I finally quit like drinking was shut down. Like I did a little weed here and so because obviously that was a stress reliever for me.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. Cigarettes I completely stopped. Drinking was completely shut off for a while for like a good year. After that, my mind started getting clearly. I went through a whole like epiphany basically because at the time I went through my appendix bursted.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to go through surgery, and literally, bro, like they got me last minute too. Like they said, bro, your stuff bursted like 20 minutes ago. How are you still good? Like, and I was like, I'll admit, yeah, this is starting to burn. Like I don't know what I'm throwing up now,
Yeah.
but yeah, they took me to immediate surgery or whatever. And after that surgery, like, you ever watch Parasite?
The movie?
The anime.
Oh yes.
The anime.
I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Okay, so there's this one part where the main character is basically dying and he's recovering because like the parasite that's in him like revives him basically.
Yeah.
And he's being revived. He literally did surgery on him and everything. And before that happened, he was a scrawny boy. He was like the nerd and all that good stuff. But then after that, I don't know, he like went through puberty. Like he just grew up because he went through that recovery. That's how I felt. I felt like I was a brand new man.
Just like a wake up call, kind of.
Basically, like I just like even before that, the appendix. It was funny because like before the appendicitis, I dyed my hair blonde, like a platinum blonde.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I had platinum blonde hair because it was just like an impulsive thing. So I was going through like the stuff, right? So it was something impulsive. But after I had the surgery, I just like felt like such a new man, and I had like guy lights at that point. I was like, it was long hair too, and I was like, you know what? Shave the whole thing off. I had like the lowest taper fade. I changed a lot of things in my life. Like I just changed it at the time. Don't get me wrong, I still drink and smoke here and there and whatnot, but it's like more
control.
More control nowadays. I'm more happy. I know what's going on now. I'm not letting it get to me. I'm not drowning in that. You know
you're not abusing it because you've done it before.
Exactly. Yeah. It was just an experience going through that, especially after that surgery. Like I just became a brand new man. My body felt more adaptive to everything. I can run more again. My brain felt like it was just like a sponge. It was absorbing more information because at the time I just started that new the insurance job that I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And I was learning a lot of stuff. And
so
I was
you got a whole career change and everything.
Whole career change, man. That's the thing. Literally, my whole entire 2020 and 2021 was a whole flip. Like I turned my whole life around, honestly, because that was just. It was time for a cleanse. Like it was time for me to like become shed out of my shell or whatever, you know.
And that's cool that your physical cleanse is like literally your appendix, right? Like literally, like your mental, change was physical as well. Like they needed to pull that out, and you were like, "All right, take my demons too," type thing. You know
right, exactly.
You're like on the surgery table, take my demons, would you please?
Yeah, bro, I've been throwing this up all day. Like I've been throwing up these demons for sure. I'm pretty sure I got to get that for real. Get that out.
But
I'm glad it
that's
is.
so crazy. Like how you could connect it to that. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's literally what happened at the time. That's.
It's like you just grasped on it, and that shit took you.
It's
like you said, a whole career change, and I know you're doing good now. Like you look happy. Like your job looks good. So it's crazy. Yeah, I can definitely.
Like one thing that for sure that I was just so exhausted of going through all that. I felt like life was beating my ass at the time.
Yeah.
But it was to the point where I thought that I think this is it. Like when I was going through surgery, I was literally thinking in my head, I think this is it. Maybe I'm not gonna survive this surgery. I was thinking that. I was ready to accept it. But then as soon as I woke up, I was like,
you need to do more, right?
Yeah, I was just like looking at everything. I'm still alive. I survived the surgery. Like, what the heck? I'm still here. And there's been so many times before that surgery where I should have been dead too. There's other incidents where it could have happened. But like, I guess the universe just still wants me here. I have a reason. I have a purpose. I have stuff to do that I have to finish, that I have to complete, or I have to fulfill or help out. Like there's just so much stuff I can do before I die.
Yeah.
And it's not that I want to make an imprint in the world. I want to make a difference, man. I want to make sure everyone's happy.
I want to make a difference in people's lives. Even though it's not everybody. And that's why we're doing this, is because if you listen, like I said in our other interviews, people go through some shit and it's crazy. And that's mainly why we do this interview stuff, is so that people can see that they're not alone. And we've gotten messages from people being like, I don't feel alone anymore. Right. And it's crazy. It's just like like I remember my aunt called me and she was just telling me like, please don't stop what you're doing, and like on the urge of tears, like I just listened to everything, like this is so helpful, like thank you for everything. And it was just crazy to me because like, I mean, I'm over there in the verge of tears too with my homeboy on the passenger seat trying not to cry, you know, looking like I ain't affected. But like just hearing that from people. And also I think Vontae was hit up by a person that he didn't talk to in a while. Like it's been a long time.
Yeah, one of my old roommates, shout out Bianca and Darian, she's been tuning in a lot too, and she was telling me too, like, man, it helps me out so much. Like, you guys are funny, and like a lot of people have really relatable stories, and like it just, even right now, bro, like you hitting me with some stuff that's like, I'm like, dang, I didn't even know it's that deep. Like I didn't know it was that serious.
And that's the thing too, is like I've known you for a while, so like I know you've gone through it. We've all gone through it. But somebody like Vontae, who's like recently met you, maybe the beginning of this year or last year, like. They're like, damn, he's gone through stuff. You know what I mean?
So it's all new to me. So I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like
it's just that perspective, and that's why we do this, is because people got to hear some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, even like if somebody broke their leg and they're going through surgery and they hear this episode before that, they're like, all right, after this, I'm gonna change. You know, that's motivation.
Yeah.
You know, so that's crazy.
But for me too, I feel like a lot of people that like what they can take from this too is like, this is why you can't judge people from the surface.
You can't.
Like I you know, we've been playing soccer together. I see you in like one of your happiest moments all the time. You know, I would never have known from the soccer field that like there's so much more behind who you are than the person I see out there running, kicking soccer ball. You know what I mean?
Smiling and stuff.
Yeah,
Smiling and
like-
stuff. Like you never knew he went through
There's so
stuff.
much
Same vice
depth.
versa with
Exactly.
y'all. Like it's, you can never judge a book by its
At
cover
all.
too.
No, for
You
sure.
never know
and-
what people have went through, what
and
they're
even-
currently going through.
Yeah, and even like if they are ugly in the outside, like they can eventually become good too. Like you just gotta understand what they're going through as well. Like if they are acting ugly, like and especially if you care for them too, like just let them know. Like
Because
yeah, we're
sometimes
here.
people just don't like. Nobody's been asked, like, dude, you good? You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, like
some
they don't
people
get asked.
just
They probably
haven't
don't. Yeah.
been asked. They're just like, they're so quick to judge in this world now. And
Especially us as like men, because you know, like the
testosterone.
easiest way, yeah, the easiest way to say it is like, we know we don't want to be caught looking soft. I don't know where that. It's like a prideful thing. It's like it's
that-
just
that
something
comes from,
in that.
like,
Oh, that comes from machismo. ¿Cómo se llama?
That
It
comes from the years and years of Latino heritage.
could be Latino heritage. It could be these them wigs back in the day
Oh,
going
yeah,
off with
you're
thinking they
right.
got them slaves. Like you know, it
There's
comes
a
from
lot,
it comes from
dude.
a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
Back it's just pride. Like people want to be better than
yeah.
others, and they want to make sure they have authority or they have some type of something to show off
Yeah.
or like yeah, it's cool to have that. It's cool to have your pride, but
But
don't
you got to let it go sometimes. man.
like don't use it against people. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
Don't use
That
it.
too.
Don't use that pride against people. Use it to help people. If anything, if you know you're
Yeah.
good at something, or you know you have something that you can can you use it to make a difference or
Yeah.
to help out yourself too if you want to, or other
Exactly.
people. Like just
Like Jaco says, pride is the devil, bro. It really
Oh, yeah.
is. Like
pride is
people
the
should-
devil.
There you go. There you go.
I think you got a hold on me.
I love
Ooh,
that. Ugh, that's the king right there.
Cole.
What's some advice? I love that. I love that. Look, I got my whole memorial up there too. I got my record, my dreamers, and
Ooh,
then
bro, J. Cole's my favorite rapper, bro.
Yeah,
I
same.
love how
Big-
y'all fucking
big
this up, bro.
time.
I saw this and I was like, bro,
That's
I
what's
want
up.
my room to look like this, or my
Yeah.
game room or something like that soon.
Big
that's a
time
little
dream-
memorial, right?
dream
Dude, I
field.
love J. Cole.
Shout out to Jermaine, for real.
For real. What's some advice that you would give someone who's looking for happiness?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Is there anything that somebody's told you that maybe like you hold dear to, or maybe that you've heard?
Get your shit together. No, nah,
Hey,
just
that's the advice. That's
Hey,
the
sometimes-
advice.
yeah, no,
Sometimes
it's
you
true.
gotta
Sometimes
be blunt about it.
Yeah, sometimes you got a little slap on your head or something.
Yeah.
But no, I just feel like you're always gonna get that motivation or the people getting on you and whatnot. Like that's if you have people and you have your friends that that's always gonna be there. But the thing is, it depends on you if you're gonna accept those type
Yeah,
of words or if
yeah.
you're gonna do something about it. Like don't just sit there, because we can all sit down and be sad about whatever going on in life. Like, oh, I got this bill due next week. Oh my God, what am I going to do about it? Like, yeah, we can do that. Or you can straight up it's fine. Like suck up your pride. You can ask for help, or you can try to find some money, go sell some flowers or something, go do some yard work. Like it's just you got to do something about it. Don't just cry about it and just sit there. Like I hate hearing people telling me that I'm going through this and this and this. But did you do this?
Yeah.
No. Well, I was hoping that this would happen. And I'm like, well, now you're just making excuses. Like,
yeah,
just
you're
do
just
it.
waiting for stuff.
Yeah, like yes, time can heal or time can fix stuff, but
You got to meet it halfway.
you got to meet it halfway. Exactly.
Yeah.
You got nothing but time. Exactly. But like you got your time limit sometimes, man.
Yeah.
You have your own life. You're living it.
We only get older.
You only got one life. Exactly. YOLO.
Hey, don't slow
You
down.
only live once. Like
Fall
go
in-
at your own pace. Change what you think needs to be changed. Because if you don't change anything, it's just going to be repetitive, toxic steps or repetitive stuff that happens all the
Yeah.
time. It's if you know that it's always toxic, it's always going to be toxic. Nothing's going to change. Obviously, if it ain't broken, don't change it. But,
Yeah.
You
But-
gotta want to pick yourself up.
yeah, exactly. You gotta. Everything always depends on you. People will be there for you, obviously, and then I know there's a lot of
You just
people that
gotta
are
show
alone.
that you want it.
Yeah, you just
know,
gotta show
can't
that you
shut
want it.
people out and be like, why'd they leave? It's like, what do you mean?
Because you probably seem like you don't got
Yeah.
the motivation yourself. Like I'm trying to help you. I tried. I've seen the effort, and I get it. Like no, like you weren't there that much or something. Like okay, maybe that's true or whatever. But like
I'm here now.
yeah, either I'm here now or you're here too. You're here yourself. Do it for yourself. Like
Yeah.
pick yourself up. Like it's hard whenever the people are going through like crippling depression or something like that, or if somebody's really like can't go get over something or something traumatic. Like I get that, but you just got to do something, man. You can't just stick in that little dark hole and
Yeah,
that
that's
dark
the
little.
scariest thing. Like, I'd rather be dead than live in a shell. You know, like just go to work, come home, sleep, go to work, come. You know, like there's people who do that. People who live in that like ghost. You know what I mean? Like they're just zombies to society, and it's like, what do you do, man? Like, oh, I go home, I eat, I watch Netflix, and then go to sleep. And it's like you can't do that every day. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but at the same time, like, how are you progressing? You know, like how are you becoming? Even just you becoming a better person, like. What are you watching on Netflix that's so interesting? Nothing. Come on, you know, like go touch some grass. And
Probably will watch.
but I do know, like I did work when I was working at dealerships. I did meet a lot of people who they were like that. They were just zombies to society. Like all they knew is work.
Yeah.
All they do is work, and then when they get the money, all they do is save. And it's all like saving's cool and all, but what are you saving for? For your death? Like are you waiting for yourself to die so the money can be used? Like.
See, that's kind of different too, in a way, because I always like, for example, I always get on. I have one of my best friends. He's a hard worker. Like this guy is probably the most social, successful. This guy opened a restaurant.
Yeah.
He works with me in insurance and taxes. Plus, he does real estate on the side too. So he's always like busy and on the go. And I always tell him too, like, hey man, do you ever have time for yourself? Like he'll sometimes get online at night to play some video games, right?
Yeah.
But like 11, 12 at night when some of us are about to go to bed already, like it's like that's cool that you at least give yourself that time. But what about the rest of your time? Like I get it, you're trying to stack up your bread,
Yeah.
probably take care of your parents, he's actually
But that's the thing that sucks is sometimes people stack up so much and then they don't get to enjoy it. They're
Exact-
like at
and
the
like-
point to where like it's
goes
too
by
late
quick.
for you to go to Disneyland. You 50 years old. Like I mean, sure, go by yourself, fuck it. But you could have gone with people. You know, like everyone's 50 now, has their lives, and I guess like you're saying, like
yeah, like
it's cool to work hard, but you gotta see some trees on the way. You
yeah,
know?
like I noticed like he's over there. He noticed that he's seen some trees, bro. He's growing his own trees actually, if
Yeah.
anything. But then he noticed that hey, hold up, this is getting a little overwhelming. These branches are getting in the way.
heavy,
I
yeah.
need to cut some of. I need to chop some of this down. At least the branches, trim it up a bit. So what he did was let me do less work. Get some more workers so we can work less at the restaurant.
Yeah.
He's still stuck to the real estate. I'll admit he'd be selling houses like crazy. He's one of the top agents if I'm not mistaken down here in the DF Dub. But shout out to Victor Juarez.
Yeah.
Shoot. Anyways, he finally slowed down
So he can enjoy it.
so he can enjoy his life. Like, bro, he finally proposed to his girl. He said soon to be married now. He's a fiance and everything. That's great. Now he can finally slow down, enjoy life. Now what he's doing, he's still working. and his wife is soon to be wife is working too as a teacher, so they kind of distracted on each other's. And so right now they're kind of back in that workflow, but in a more healthier way. Like they know
like they're going for a wedding.
Exactly.
Type thing. Yeah,
this time
they
they
have
have
something to look forward
Yeah,
to.
because before he was just working for no reason. He was just racking up his bread. Like it was just
and
there.
I feel like that's like anybody whose parents have lived in a third world country have that, and maybe some people who were born in the U.S. too, but they have that mentality of like, you need to work. You can't work, you can't eat. And so people take that too far, and they're just like overwhelmed themselves, and they don't even enjoy their own food. It's like, bro, if you're out here working 2 jobs, you better not be eating McDonald's every day. Like, go treat yourself to some Whataburger. No, I'm playing.
Nah, at that
It's not
point,
any
at
better.
least get
But
you
what
a
I'm saying
steak
is,
on the weekend.
yeah, but I think you're right.
But
Like
I get you.
now, he's probably like he's planning for a wedding. And that's something to work for. You have something to work for now. Because that's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, dude, there's no such thing as a dream job, and there's no such thing as long goals. You don't do that. Yeah. You don't set yourself long goals, because if you set yourself a goal from 5 years from now, with nothing in the middle, you're just gonna work until once you get to those 5 years, you're gonna realize you missed so much just trying to get to this one thing. Set yourself little baby goals. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get a house. Okay, well, let me get the down payment first. Get there first. Do these things first before. Because if your whole thing is just to look for a house, you're not going to, by the time you get the house, you ain't going to have nobody to to invite over,
Yeah.
Like, enjoy some stuff.
On the side, make some time for yourself. Like everyone needs to enjoy their life, bro. Don't just make it all about work. That's the most boring, most depressing, most
it's like it's
dreadful
like
thing.
Being a zombie, dude.
Yeah.
It's just like not. And like, some people live like that, but I know they're not happy like that. Like they come to work, they're mad, or they're just like don't give a shit, and it's just like, come on, dude. Like get into something you like. Yeah. Go to a fucking club that you thought you would never like. You know what I mean?
Try a karaoke bar. Let's go sing.
I know,
something.
right?
Like, come on.
Stop and smell the roses.
Exactly. You gotta stop. But
smell the tar on the road. Shoot. All that reconstruction over here in Irving and shit.
Hey, for real though. But what are you most grateful for?
What am I most grateful for? Just being alive, and I'm grateful for people in general. Like just being alive. I'm glad that I was born in a world where I'm not alone. I'll admit. That's all it is to it. I'm simple, bro. I just enjoy life. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I can help people. I'm glad they can help me too. Everything. We're all here to just
like
live.
to grow together. With people.
I'm not. I guess you can call I like being part of a pack if you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not out there to go mess up some weak sheep or something like that. Like the pack of wolves going to find a sheep.
You're not going to compare yourself to somebody else. Yeah. You're going to be happy for other people who pass you.
Exactly. And then if they can, we can probably improve.
You're like that little kid who plays Mario Kart and watches everybody pass by. You're just happy to be playing the game.
Yeah. I'm not throwing a shell at you, bro. Not screw that. I might though if you pass me a little bit. No. In Mario Kart, I get pretty competitive. That's different.
That's good though. Hey. But that's cool. That's simple.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it.
Yeah, it's simple. It's just, why complicate life? Why complicate it?
Yeah.
Everything it should be simple.
That's why I tell
it's
people.
complicated enough on its own.
Yeah,
exactly.
Honestly, yeah. And I tell people that too. Like people are like, "Oh, I don't know who I am, or I need to find my real self." And I'm like, "Bro, ask yourself simple questions. You prefer pizzas or burgers?" Start little. Don't immediately go in like, who am I? It's like
start putting crystals on your head.
I know. Don't put no crystals on your head, no horoscopes, bro.
Right.
Just go ask yourself some real questions. Like, you could
go take a
really quick
test.
find out like, I don't like playing this sport. Then play the one you do like. You know, like you can find yourself pretty easily if you start little.
You just got to try new things. Don't be afraid to experiment.
Exactly, like we said, just try. Don't just sit there.
You
try.
like weird shit. You like weird shit. It's okay.
So saying that, what are you committed to? What's your main goal in life?
Main goal in life.
I know you said live it to the fullest in the beginning, but what is that to you?
To me, because there's so many things I've always wanted to do in my life, and I could still probably do. It's just like I feel like the way I would fulfill my life and complete it is just completing something I start from scratch by myself.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, I personally like to sing. I like to write, so I would love to, before I die, make a song or something that I really personally think, and I personally would release, and I know that I know for a fact that other people will like it.
Just
and I
know
like
that
it
you
too.
did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just know that I did it. Another thing too that I can have in mind is start a business, my own business under my name, or
Yeah.
even own a business. That's something too. It's like little small things that makes my paradise complete.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna make me fulfill my life and be happy at the end of the day before I die. Like just
Yeah.
doing little small things. Started a soccer team. I finally completed that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's something I've always wanted to do my whole entire life. Started a soccer team, and I'm glad I did. That's off the bucket list.
But I guess this is a darker question that I've never asked anybody, but I feel like I'm going to get a good answer from you. If you were to die tomorrow, you'd be all right with it? Like, would you look back and be like, damn? Because this is what I ask I tell my mom every day. I'm like, dude, if I was to die tomorrow, I know I'm good. Like, I lived a good life. Yeah, I went through some shit, but in the end, I'm good. Like, yes, did I want to do more stuff? But in the end, it's like, if it's my time, it's my time, man. I'm not, And how would you feel? Like, do you feel like you still need to do something? Or would you be like, you know what, would you be at peace, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, and you
Which
explain
it's okay to be hungry.
No, of course.
But do you feel like you'd be at peace?
Yeah, because my answer is completely different from what
Yeah,
he just
honestly, like hearing his answer made me like change my completely midway
Yeah.
of the question. So I'm just like, hold up. Yes and no, because honestly, I would be happy. I would be okay. I'll be happy how my life went so far because I did what I could. Everything that is going on right now, I feel like personally my family's happy, my friends are happy, they're living life, they look like they're prospering, or they're going to be okay, at least at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'll be okay. But for me myself, like I'll be happy for everyone else because I did what I can do. But for me myself, I would possibly not.
Wish you did more.
I wish I would do more because, especially because I just feel like I've always self-sabotaged my own life to delay stuff that I've always wanted to do. Like run a business, for example. I could have already probably had a business by now, honestly, but I delayed myself for years just sticking to this job that I thought that I'll make my living off of bartending and serving, and obviously it's not really it wasn't my go-to to really make my money. So now that I finally learned how to really run a business, it's great, honestly. But that's what I'm saying, that I wish that I can have more time, but I know not everyone is going to have the longest time.
You never know.
So honestly, personally, yes, I would be okay. I would be okay if I would have died tomorrow because I did what I could and I had my chance. I just didn't take opportunity of it, but that's okay because guess what? I did do what I can do with my life, and I'm proud of where I'm at right now.
You pulled on that string when you got your
because
appendix. You came up.
Exactly. Like, let's say, bro, if that never happened, or I still stuck in that same road right now, I would definitely tell you, hell no. This is like fuck this life, like straight up, like no. But right now that I see, because like I feel like
You're
2020
like, I'm
me,
good.
2020 me, if I were to see that, and if I were to see 2023 right now without any personal stuff, if I were to just know where I was at, and 2020 me saw that, and I know that I was gonna die at around that time, I would just be like, you know what? No, I'm fine with that. I'm gonna get better.
You enjoyed it.
If I saw a glimpse of my future at that time when I was depressed, like I'll be fine. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine.
Nice.
And I would have straight up been like, yep.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Going back to where like you were at the lowest, and then seeing you in the future and being like, damn, that's good. I never actually thought that's actually badass.
That's one way to look at it, because that's how I looked at it whenever, basically last year, when I finally realized that, hey, my life is pretty set now finally. Like I'm not tripping anymore. Like I'm not struggling anymore. Like that's when I realized, dang, old me would have
been proud.
Yeah, would have been proud and upset because dang, I was mad and crying and all this stuff for no reason. Like if I was gonna end up like this, and screw, what was the whole point of crying? I should have just took it like a champ the whole entire time. But no, it's just people really think that their future is screwed. But that's the thing though, you have a future. Anticipate it. Yeah. Anticipate it. Do what you got to do.
You have one until they say no.
Exactly.
Right? Until a car runs into you or something, you keep chugging.
And knock on wood, please.
Why are you saying damn?
Why they got to go out like that?
That's a dark question, but I knew he was gonna.
No,
answer
that's a really good question. I don't think it's that dark, honestly.
I don't know. If people think of death, it's like, oh. But like I said, in me, I'd be like you said, I just think of me looking at myself and being like, you know what, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. I made it. I'm happy. I made it.
Honestly, I think I found my answer while explaining my answer.
Honestly, it's not something that you just constantly think about all the time.
Right?
That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's not. But like now you know. It's a good, happy life. You know. I guess here, who inspired you, or who does inspire you?
There are 4 people that inspire me in my life. My mother, actually 5, excuse me. Well, I guess you can say 6, excuse me. Okay, my bad. 6 max, that's it. Excuse me. My mother, my little brother, my stepdad, my 2 best friends, and my boss. Those 6 people inspire me.
And J. Cole.
Huh?
J. Cole.
Oh, yeah, Cole. Yeah, he inspires me for sure. No, for sure. Anyways,
But like your family, your closest to you,
the closest to me inspire me because I just see a lot of like all of them. What they all have in common is ambition.
Yeah.
Like it just makes because I never had that drive to like try to push myself, be better, and all of them, I've seen it. Like they all wanted to be better. I've seen them at their lowest. I've seen them at their highest. I just noticed that that's a weakness that I thought that I had when I was younger, that I never had the drive to be better. Like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, or oh, I'm this, or
you're
know.
good being mid type thing.
Exactly. Like, nah, I don't need to be better or whatever. You know, that's how I felt back then. But then seeing them do that, and once I got closer to them, of course, with my mom, it was different. With my little brother, it was different too. I grew up with them. But seeing more people, like my 2 best friends and my boss, just them trying to be better, or them setting the example of being like a better person, or prospering, or getting better and whatnot, whatever they're doing. It's just that's what drives me, honestly. Like
that sounds like a really healthy relationship at work. Like I know it's 3 of you and your boss, right? Is that correct, or is there more people?
No, yeah, it's 3 of us and our boss, and then once in a while we have our little business partners coming in and whatnot. But we mainly run the.
Really healthy. Like the fact that they are who inspire you, and you see them every single day. Like they're not just regular people to you. Like they're chasing, and you're chasing with them. Because to me, it feels like you're not chasing them, but you're definitely with them. You know what I mean? Like if I had to put y'all on a line together, y'all are all going together instead of one person up front, one person, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because like honestly, I feel like I feel the complete opposite. I feel like I'm chasing them. But I see the perspective though, because whenever I start thinking about me outside of work, like let's say I'm like, for example, recently I felt like I'm really, my Spanish has gotten way better because we work with a lot of Spanish clientele, and I was talking with all these clients and whatnot, and I noticed that my Spanish is confident. I was straight up like,
you're like shivering no one.
Yeah, and I was like, as soon as the clients leave, like, I'll literally be boasting and whatnot, flexing on all my the guys at the office, like, man, look, y'all notice that I'm getting better at this? Like, what the heck? And they were like, yeah, bro. But then I would look at that and I would think, I'm like, I'm literally doing what they're doing now. Holy crap, I'm literally at their level now. Like, and it's crazy. Like, we're chasing this bag together. Like, we're here. Like, I got my pack right here. Like, surround yourself with good people like that.
But
that's
what I'm saying
is,
like, in a way, I guess the way to explain it better is like, you're contributing.
Yeah, always contributing.
And you like that. Like, you're not chasing is what I'm saying. Like, you're not, damn, I wish I could help them. It's like, nah, I'm there.
Yeah, I will learn at least. Or I'll make sure that I will be doing that. Yeah, type stuff. Like, I'm not just going to sit there and like, oh, no, I don't think I can do that or something. Or, oh, no, I'm going to straight up, if I can't do it, I'm going to go get the help, or I'm going to learn how to do it at that spot or something. Like, I'm going to contribute. Like, I always want to be a contributor. Yeah. That's another thing, too, about my life, too. Like, I always want to volunteer if I can. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I have my moments where I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. Like, you have your
I want a 5K for money.
Yeah, right. But no, but like, usually, especially if it has to do with, like, helping somebody, like let's say, for example, this other day, this guy came in. We don't work claims department, but it was his first accident ever, and he was scared and he had no idea what to do. And he came in my office, and I just sold him this policy too last month. I'm like, dang man, what the heck? Like, all right, whatever. And I was trying to help him out. We did the claim and everything over the phone, and he was just so grateful. Like, I'm sorry. It's just like he was like shaking and everything, and I was like, I got you, man. No worries. And he was like, how much do I owe you? And I'm like, no, man, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, and like you needed help, and you don't know how to do a claim. It's fine. I helped you out, and now you're good to go. And literally, he's about to get his check like this week, because this happened like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and he's finally gonna get his check this week. And this guy brings me a coffee.
Oh, nice.
He brings me a coffee. Like, he was like, I remember you said you like your coffee and whatnot, because I was drinking my coffee when I was helping him with his claim. I was like, I got you some Starbucks.
He's over there shaking. You're just like, damn, this shit good.
I'm shaking all right from two cups of coffee, tweaking and whatnot. Nah.
But that's badass, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's so.
Like, that's what I love, contributing, and I don't care if I get something out of it. It's just, as long as I'm contributing.
That's a blessing. Like you said, you just bless the dude, and dude's like, you know what, I'm going to bless him back.
Exactly.
You didn't ask for nothing in return.
I really didn't. Like, I literally he just came with a coffee, and I was just so grateful, and I really appreciate it, bro. I was crashing too, because he came back to find out what happened with the claim, and we got an update, and then he literally pulled up with the coffee, and he was just like, you look tired too. I knew I came at the right time, and I was just like, man, you saved my life, you saved my shift. I'll admit it.
That's badass,
That
dude.
is pretty dope. Right on time.
Around
Right.
time too,
The
bro.
goodness that you
Right
can
on
take,
time.
like, or you can receive from the world if you be good to it.
But
is
yeah, that's that
amazing.
whole concept of paying it forward.
I mean, it's our world. We all might as well be good to it at the same time
Yeah.
too, right?
But yeah, that's that whole concept of paying it forward. Like, just do good
Yeah.
deeds and
Yeah.
let it spread.
So
Spread the
speaking of
love.
all this, my bad, didn't mean to interrupt. You.
Nah, you good.
What's the greatest risk you've ever taken?
The greatest risk I've ever taken.
Like, what was the biggest jump where you were like, I'm taking it. May not be ready, but I'm going for it. And I guess I know that you're doing insurance and stuff. There's a lot of tests for that. Did you ever like maybe question like, damn, I'm probably not gonna pass this, or were you always just super confident?
My thing is, no, I've always struggled with insurance, testing, numbers, all that stuff. I've always had, but the thing is that I know that I would always get it at the end of the day. So I don't think there's really any risk
Yeah,
in
there's
it
no risk
because
because you know.
it's gonna happen eventually. Dang, that's a tough one because it's just that I'm not really the type to take risks. I think maybe the biggest risk right now is just starting anything. Like this team is probably my
Yeah.
first real risk in the life. Like, because what if no one wants to come back next season because we're having a bad season or we don't finish off good.
Yeah.
This that's something that that would hurt me. Like it's a risk and that's something that I don't want to take. Like
Yeah,
like,
you don't
I-
want something to fail. Yeah.
yeah, like, and especially because I got sponsors with it. We actually put some money into it. These people are spending their own money. I don't want them to waste that money too. So like, that's a risk we're basically all taking to just start a team. And obviously, you always have to take risk in order to succeed.
To
so
receive something.
so exactly. So and then obviously we fail to succeed too. Yeah, we fail once. You get back up. And this might not be the greatest season, or we might not even have any type of winning season this season. But I just know for a fact that it isn't such a big risk because I know that next season I'm seeing already that there's players out there that do want to come back. But that was my main fear, that I wasn't going to see that in mid-season. I feel like people were going to go
They're
down.
gonna like quit halfway through.
Yeah, but I still have like really big hope for this team. Like I think that's the only. I think this is probably my first risk, and it was just recent too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
I don't
that is
really
crazy.
take risks like that.
No.
Like I wouldn't consider being stupid. Like like having weed in your car or something like that,
Yeah.
or doing that. That's a risk, obviously, but that's just being stupid straight up.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference between you actually being conscious of making a risk. Compared to like actually doing something that it's stupid, but
Yeah.
you do it anyways. Like
That's nice. You're like a train, I guess. Like you just keep going. Like you'll get there eventually. Like from what I can see from your mindset is like nothing's a risk because you'll get there eventually.
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, because like if I know something's a hopeless cause, I usually try to give up on it. But the thing is that if I see something or potential or there's a resource that might be able to help or something like that, I come back to it. I try to get it
Yeah.
back on my put that cargo in the train. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let me see if I
yeah,
can fix
yeah.
it. Like let's get this choo choo train going. We got somewhere to be.
You're gonna make it over that hill.
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna make it over that hill.
hill.
And if I can create something or help something or make something out of it, then shoot, we're all gonna get there. You
yeah,
know.
for sure. Whose face do you see when you hear the word love?
Whose face do I see when I hear the word love? I see multiple faces.
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess.
I see multiple faces. It's because like I haven't had a girlfriend since 2015.
Yeah.
It's what is that? 13 years now? I'm kidding. Is it 13? No, I'm
Damn,
true.
I
It's
was
like 8
like,
years.
nah.
I'm kidding. It's like 8 years, right? But to me, my heart is pretty easy to love. It's like my heart is really open.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hard for a face to get imprinted. One face to get imprinted. I'll admit it has happened before in my life, but it's pretty. At the same, like as long as as the length that I have that face stuck in my head that's the length it's gonna take for it to get out of my head.
Yeah.
So, for example, like I was with my ex in 2015 for like I want to say over a year, maybe 2 years, and it took around a year or two to get over her too. So I was
Yeah.
just like, so finally that face came away. But ever since her face went away, even talking to girls, dating girls, and whatnot throughout the years, I necessarily saw like my sister's probably the first face I would see. My mom would pop up. I don't know when I think of love. My family, just in general, my little
Yeah.
brother. Whenever I was younger and I would see Christian play soccer, like my little brother Christian, I just see the pride and I would literally just want to love him because I just see how good he is, and I'm like, damn, I'm so like the pride helps me with love too. But yeah, basically the faces I see is like my close ones, my family, my friends. I don't really necessarily see one face. It's kind of hard actually. Now that when I think of love, I just think of everyone. Yeah.
I mean, that's good because I mean, it sounds like you're very, I guess, like you said, a pack. You're a pack lover. Like you have people who impact you, and it's a pack of people. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
Like if something happened in your life, you would have these multiple people to go to, I guess, if needed.
Yeah. And I don't necessarily like just randomly make a friend, right? Like the people have to I have to trust you. Like, for example, I haven't been best friends with one of my best friends for a while. I've only been best friends since maybe I graduated high school, 2014, a little after.
Yeah.
So that's not too long. But over that little time, we just gained that trust naturally, and you just learn about that person pretty easy because he was open enough to
let you in.
Yeah, to let me in, to let me learn about him, and vice versa. Like, I was open. I was acting like my goofy self already in front of him immediately. Like it was just that quick connection. And if I could get that connection with people, they're definitely in my little pack or in my little world or whatever that I'm living in.
So it's never closed.
Yeah,
you're always down for more people.
I'm always down for more people, but I am wary because obviously this world is, you never know, bro. Yeah. You can literally you can have the fakest two-faced Gemini or something like that. Not putting Geminis out there, but putting them. They can just literally just be the nicest person, and you can just never know. They can envy you, wishing bad upon you, already plotting against you.
You come with your success, and they're like, "Man, what the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like I know. Because I have people, I consider friends out there that like they talk to me still. Like for example, those friends that hit me up once in a while to go to the bar. Yeah, I still consider them friends, but I don't consider them part of my little circle because like
they're not family.
They're not family. Like I trust them. If I were to if I had maybe the 10th person that I have to call and I'm stuck in the middle of the road, I might call them type stuff. Yeah. But they're not someone that I would definitely
They're not love.
Yeah, they're not love. They're not in my their faces don't pop up in my head basically. Yeah, when I think of them.
That's nice though. Like having multiple people. I think most people will say like their mom or their girlfriend or their boyfriend or whatever, but that's a lot of group love for sure.
It is. It's because it's whenever I went through a lot of stuff when I was a kid. Like I know a lot of people say their mother or their girlfriend. It's usually their opposite. Yeah. Their opposite of their loved one or whatever. But when I was young, my mother wasn't the greatest mother. Obviously, everyone makes mistakes. Yeah. They're all human. But she learned, and after I got a little older, I was already old enough. I basically didn't go to the greatest childhood. But after that, she tried her best, and she finally showed me love. But in a way, I feel like I already grew up enough to the point where you're showing me enough love, but not to the point where you're my main. The biggest love that I have. You're my biggest love, obviously, because you're my mother and whatnot. I have my family and whatnot, but it wasn't that much. But throughout the years, that love expanded and grew and grew and grew to the point where she's one of the main faces now in my life. Yeah. It takes time. Whenever that's trust. It takes trust exactly because that literally I didn't have trust in her in the beginning. It happens. Your own mother, but. We grew off of it. We learned off of our mistakes, and she ended up just all the love she gives me now. She's the best mother. That's literally one of the first people I talk to whenever I'm going through stuff because she's always there and she knows what to say. She's had the most experience out of all of us. So
character development,
exactly. Right. Shout out to her, man. If they would make an anime out of her, that'd be awesome, man. So her character development is gonna be a cool. That mom will go hard. Yeah.
She's gonna be the one that you think of when you're in the middle of a fight in the anime scene. You're just gonna flash back to what your mom told you.
Con la chancla.
Come back stronger. Con la chancla.
Yep. Super Saiyan with the chancla. Let's go.
Nice. All right. And then any notes or anything that you want to say? Anything that you think people should hear or any inspirational things that you want to say to the people who are struggling out there?
Not much. Honestly, the reason I don't say much because, like I said, I'm just a simple guy. I'm not really someone to really inspire people out there, but the thing is that I do try to show people that I'm just a regular dude that can do anything too, that can just do anything, any regular thing that can either impact somebody or enjoy a good time or just be there, talk, be funny, impact in so many ways. Yeah. But basically what I'm saying is just try to be happy, try to live life going forward. Don't stop. Don't let stuff get to you. Just try to move on and change if you think something needs to be changed. Because if you've seen the repetitive that repetitive toxicity coming back every time with the same steps that you go through. What's the point of like just change it? Anyone can change, man. Like people say people don't change. It's true on some aspects. It's true. Like some behaviors won't change, but you can control yourself. Like you know, like you can make yourself a better person. Like no one is a bad person in my opinion. Like yes, people can do bad things, but no one isn't necessarily a bad person in my opinion.
Yeah.
But obviously, I haven't met anyone evil like that, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, I don't know if there's actual evil. I never met pure evil in my life. I don't think I've ever felt pure evil. I've heard about it. But if you, like, for people out there, for real, if you feel that evil, just
gotta go.
Yeah. Basically, just surround yourself with some good vibes. Live your life to the fullest if you can. Obviously, if just create your own happiness too, if you can. If you don't know where to get it from, or you don't know where to find it, or you can't find your own stuff, like ask yourself what you do, ask yourself what you like, ask yourself what's your strengths, what can you grow off and build off of, and create something out of it.
Yeah.
Like shoot, if you know how to cook, start a show or do a little YouTube channel or something. Like that's something you can do if you really, and if you enjoy it especially too. Like, or if you know music, get a guitar show, do a little video with some guitar or something. You know, just make something.
I feel like
out of
you're a very big be yourself guy.
Yeah.
Like that's the most important thing to you, is that you need to be able to be yourself where you go or who you talk with. If you can't be yourself, you're leaving.
See, that's the thing. Back then, I would always lie to myself of the person who I thought I was, you know. I always thought I was I'm that outgoing guy that's always getting lit and always gonna be the life of the party.
Yeah.
And that's Ant. Like I've always thought I was like that social guy that you're always gonna see out there or whatever. But I just grew off of it. I grew up, and then that's when I changed. Like I changed myself because I just didn't like that. I was lying to myself. That's not me.
You.
Yeah, I wanted to be authentically me. Like I'm outgoing. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not
American Pie character.
Exactly.
You wanted to be you.
I'm not woo. I think I want my underwear butt naked or something like that. And nah, bro. I'm the guy that's gonna go woo. Let's go have some fun. Let's go get some bread, or let's go enjoy the day. Let's go get a coffee. Let's go play some soccer. Yeah, why don't we go grab a beer later? What too? Why not? But we're not gonna go crazy and whatnot. But. That depends too. You can get a little crazy sometimes. It just depends.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah. But it seems like you found yourself. Like you went through it, and like you're like the best version of you. I feel like that's what I get off of you. Like every time I see you, it's like you understand yourself so much that you're able to understand other people, or try to understand. Nobody knows what everybody went through. I can never say I know what you're going through, but I can understand it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like you're very understanding, because that's usually what I tell people is like, if somebody needs help, don't ever tell them you know what they're, because you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
That's a different bond with either if they're going something with their boyfriend or their mom or their parents. That's a completely different bond that happened through years that you didn't go through. You may be able to understand, but that does not mean that you know. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel like you're very good at that. Like,
you're
very
understanding.
empathetic. It's crazy.
I try to be, man. Because I mean, like we said, I've gone through stuff. They might have gone through stuff. Yeah. So why would I want to make it harder for them too?
Why judge them so quickly?
Exactly.
It's not bad. Any comments, Monte?
I'm just impressed, man. I didn't have much to say. I just said, this is your interview. Let the man cook. Let the people hear the truth.
My bad if I overcook. It ain't burning in here right now. I don't smell that.
Kitchen smelling good, if anything. Serving up that food for thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this must be crazy for Vontae, because Vontae hasn't actually known you for like I've known you for a long time.
Yeah,
we were still in high school when I met you. Like the first time, I never knew you, but like I've known of you, and we've always played soccer, always gone to Elliott. So I kind of like, it's weird. It's like I lived your life through a window, and sometimes you would come through, and then you would go away, and then you would come through. But you always we always came back,
right? Which
is pretty funny. But like you not knowing him is like,
I didn't know you had. Not that I thought you had bad morals by any chance, but I didn't think you I didn't think you were so like head on my shoulders, like focused in life, and for real, you really do love life, and you love yourself in the healthiest way possible. And that's good. I think that's really great, honestly.
And I honestly really appreciate y'all saying that, because I've never have I. Well, I've always thought back then that I'll never get this way. I'll always be the worst version of myself or something like that, or I'll get even worse. But like it was just, I was always bringing myself down. But then once I finally flipped the switch to bring myself up, that's when I was just like, yeah, this is better. Like I feel much happier, and people noticing too, like y'all, because people do have been telling me like you look much happier. The people that I've been knowing for years.
Yeah.
Because I know back then, I know I look like crap, bags under my eyes, sad, probably high, drunk as fuck somewhere or whatever. But I just hated my life back then. But now I would definitely appreciate it. And back to that question, I wouldn't mind if I die tomorrow. And hopefully I don't. Shit, knock on wood. But
Right, everybody.
for real. But I'm just blessed, and I am blessed with life. Don't get me wrong. Like I haven't always been like this. But I am blessed, and hopefully I'll keep it like this. Yeah, I'll keep it like this, because don't get me wrong, life can still kick your butt, even if you think it isn't, bro. It's like a storm. It comes back out of nowhere, possibly. It's like Texas weather, man. Come on. You never know what can happen.
It was supposed to rain this whole week, and now only Friday.
Man, it rained yesterday, and today was 80
it wasn't
plus.
supposed to rain. I was outside all day.
Man, these storms have been ridiculous, man. Talk about hard market and insurance, like,
Oh,
and that's the thing, like you got to make your own insurance, like in life, like your insurance, for example, is if your life is going bad, your insurance is to make it go good. Like find your stuff to make it go good, or do something about it to make it good. You know, that's your insurance.
So I guess this can be like a bonus question for the people. What was your process, or like what did you do to help find yourself and pick yourself up? Like if that question makes sense.
Sounds like the other question we had. Basically, what I did was I let it
happen.
I let it happen. Basically, I let myself get beat up. Like, you know what? Yeah, you deserve an ass whooping, to be honest. Like, you deserve to let this guy whoop your ass, or let this life whoop your ass, basically.
Yeah. And
I
then
wasn't
you
gonna.
said you were done.
And I was not gonna fight back. And if I survive this, I will be better. I will train myself, and I will not let this life beat my ass anymore. I will be better, and that's what I did. I basically trained myself. It was like a soccer game. Like,
that motivation is so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because it came with the actual physical surgery.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you were like, this is it, man. If I come out through, I'm a new man.
Yeah.
And it's just so wild because, like, of course, I wasn't there through the process of you becoming a new man, but it just sounds so instant. You know what I mean? Like, a lot faster than people usually take to heal. And the fact that you were just like, hey, peace. If I come out of this, I come out great. You know?
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just badass. It's just badass, bro. It's like some superhero shit, to be honest. It's badass.
In my perspective, I take it as like it just clicked because you basically, like, in my shoes, if I was in your shoes there, it's the fact of like seeing myself and thinking what got me to this point, and knowing that like these are all my conscious actions that led me here, and I'm the only one to blame. So how do I change this? How do I stop this? Because I don't want to be back here ever again.
Exactly. And that's what I was getting through my mind after that surgery. Like, bro, I never want to be back through this again. So I got to change a lot of stuff. Like, and even if it does happen again, this time I know what to do. Like, this time I know what I have to do. I don't have to stay in
You're
that
stronger
struggle.
to take on it.
Exactly, yeah. It's crazy because I felt like that depression was building up my whole entire life in general. Like, just that I was building up to that peak of the horrible toxicity that I was going through those years. It was like y'all think it was instant, but it was like a 3-4 year buildup in my opinion.
Yeah.
That
That's what I'm
makes
saying.
sense.
Like,
Yeah,
in our
exactly.
head, it
Yeah.
looks crazy, but I'm sure like you've gone through it. Like I said, I don't know, but I could understand. And
For sure, that 2020 year though, it was the year where I started feeling like I was drowning. Like, for sure, like I'm gonna like I'm done. I'm like, I know for a fact that I was pushing myself to try to be better, but I wasn't like
you were going anywhere. You're like on a treadmill.
Yeah, I
type
was
thing.
exactly like I was like on a treadmill the whole time. Like, I would maybe stop drinking for a little bit, or maybe stop smoking, or maybe stop being an idiot, or maybe actually go to work, or stop smoking cigarette for a little bit, but then I'll get back on top of it.
Yeah.
All those things in general, like real quick. But I guess
It's a fight.
yeah, it was a fight, and then I guess when I finally saw that little light, whenever it happened,
You grabbed it.
I grabbed it. Yeah, after that surgery, as soon as I woke up, I was like, yeah, I'm coming. I see the light. I'm definitely gonna like the good light, not the other light.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready to see the world brightly. I'm tired of being in this darkness.
So how long, if you can, how long do you think it took you to feel like you felt like, all right, I'm confident now, I'm healed?
After that, I think it took me like 2 to 3 years, honestly, because I don't necessarily, because basically I started feeling like my life was going downhill after like 2017, 2018 ish. Oh, come on. 2016, everyone had a great time, right? All summer 16. No. Anyways, but 2017 and 2018, I think that's when I started going downhill. I'll admit, like, I was letting like the alcohol, drugs, friends, that I thought were my friends, getting to my head, and I was trying to party and whatnot. I was just turning into a party animal, and I think 2018 hit, and that's when I was like, I need to chill out. This is too much. Let me relax. But I would still like somehow get pulled back into that scene, and it just finally got to the point where in 2020, a lot of stuff was just piling up on my plate that I didn't have time to be doing that crap anymore, especially spending money on it in general. And it was like I was trying to dig myself out of that hole, but I couldn't. I kept on like, it's like the dirt was like too much dirt, and I'm slipping off of it, and I'm trying to get out of that hole. And then finally, I was like, as soon as I found out that appendicitis happened, I was just like, fell in the hole. I'm gonna stay in the bottom. Y'all can fill it up if y'all want. Let's see what's up. And out of nowhere, it felt like it was filling up for a sec when the surgery was happening to me. But then once like, I guess I was starting to wake up. That's when I noticed like, something is like digging myself out.
Yeah.
And I guess it was like my new me digging the old me out.
Crazy. It's
You
like
know?
Bleach.
Type stuff.
Literally. Yeah. It's like the anime Bleach, like the recent episodes.
And I bleached my hair and shaved it off.
It's so crazy.
Had your Britney Spears moment.
Yeah, I really did, honestly.
It needs to happen sometimes, right?
Yeah, it does, man. Sometimes some people just need to go through something to get over something, and it helps. It really does. Like just life lessons really help.
Yeah,
that's another thing too. Just learning. Like education's important, so you got to learn somehow.
That's true. Life don't stop teaching you either.
Whether it's a street for real or education or whatever you can learn off of.
Get it somewhere. No, I appreciate you taking the time to come and interview with us.
I appreciate y'all, man.
I learned a lot from
is
you.
A
I learned a lot about you.
Season 1
this is a
two
great
episode.
like,
the first episode of season 2.
Like you gave me finale episode vibes. Like this is good. Everybody hearing this episode and who are interviewing after this, y'all got to come with that heat because
this is hard to top.
Ooh, that's why they call me Fire. I always cooking, boy. Cook it up.
That's so crazy.
Let the people know where they can find you if you want to share your socials.
Oh yeah, so yeah, guys, I do insurance and taxes on the side. Our agency is called Marcelo Compone Agency. Man, we always just love to help people. We're here over here in Irving, South Irving, in downtown Irving here, remodeling too. So it's gonna look incredible. This agency, it's a independent agency. It's only a few of us there. It's owned by personally owned by the owner, Marcelo Compone. Great, incredible guy. He's always there helping with the community as well. We love to help with the community. That's all we want to do, make a difference here in this community and help out as much as we can, no matter what. And also, just shout out to my boy Victor Juarez there, great real estate agent. Shout out to him starting that restaurant last year in Fort Worth called Hangout Tacos over there off of Beach Street. Bro, authentic Mexican food. Oh my God, them queso video tacos. I want some so bad right now. Anyways, y'all go over there. My boy Victor Juarez, he's also a real estate agent. Also with he does a real estate agency with my boy Edwin Ramos there. Shout out to him. We're all a little agency that we all do a little something, man. We just want to contribute in life, live life to the fullest, live happily together. And if people want to join, or if we want to see people on the other side too happy, if we can help even from afar, even better too. But yeah, I really appreciate y'all for inviting me. I'm really blessed to share a little bit of my life. I never really done this before. It's really cool. Like it's explaining like my little life. Oh, wait,
I didn't send him any questions or anything.
That's
he
good.
kind of just came out here and he was ready, bro.
He had the first question. He gave that look like, okay, I see where we're going. But
yeah, no, it was awesome. Like
thank you for the honesty.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Like I said, and it's important for people to hear. Like I said, this is why we do this. And I know I mentioned it a lot, but I always want to help people as much as I can. And I feel like a podcast is probably going to get more people than me going person to person type thing.
Of course.
And I haven't really struggled in my life, really. Like I was a spoiled kid, spoiled brat, always had what I wanted. And stuff like this humbles me. Like every time we get an interview like this one, it's just like we're ready for the next one, Like because some people don't share. We've had some people and they're not as sharing, which is perfectly fine.
Of course.
But it's crazy.
Just hearing these stories, everyone has their own story. It's crazy. Like
and that's why we do it, because people like you said, we can't be quick to judge. Like people go through some shit, and you just sometimes they're mad because something happened.
they might have a raggedy old cover on their book, but them pages in between, they probably got some really good literature and stories and metaphors and all that good stuff going on. And there's like, it's just crazy how people explain their lives or even go through, or even what we see, what we even hear and what we even can see. Because, you know, we don't really know the full thing at the end of the day. We only can understand it from our perspective.
Yeah.
But,
So, like I said, I'll post it, like, whenever we like to post pictures every single time, whenever the episode comes out.
Okay.
We will have WeebCon, but I think by the time this comes out, it'll be after that convention. So, if we see you there, dope. If we don't, all right. But I will be posting a picture. If I can get a photo of the agency place.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So that I can post that with it as well. And then any photo of yourself or just whatever you would want us to post.
Shoot, I got a business card with our faces on me right now.
Hey.
And speaking of faces, right?
Yeah.
Hey, love right there.
Hey,
business
there
card
you go.
pops up in my head and in a business card.
But like I
with
My
the
boy
faces.
said tax season ain't over yet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, last day to do taxes is April 18th. Just letting y'all know. Last day. If you owe, you better get your butt over there to my office. I'll help you out. And if you want that refund,
we'll
too.
definitely give you a shout out. Thank you so much for coming through. You know, this is absolutely been a pleasure, a blessing, and you learned a lot. It's crazy.
Definitely. And I learned a lot myself. Like, honestly, I kind of forgot that I even went through some stuff myself.
I know, right?
I was kind of like re-learning about myself for a sec. But, yeah, I'm just blessed to be alive and to even enjoy and even be here to even get interviewed about talking about my life so far. I'm about to be 28 this year, and I still got a little bit to go on my life, so I'm just going to live it to the fullest as much as I can, especially with you guys.
30's that prime, bro. 30's the prime age now. I
I'm
didn't
ready
do shit at 21, so I better do something at 30, bro.
Right? We about to get dirty in our 30s. Let's get it.
I know, right? But like I said, thanks for coming out and the shout out. I said I'll post a picture and y'all be ready for season 2.
Woo!
We back, baby.